Question 47 of General Math, Test 2. Here we are. It's asking us to factor that. Cool. So I went more in depth about factoring in the Test 1 playlist. So go check that out. Or just look for a playlist that talks about like factoring or like the quadratic equations. So I'm going to factor this by grouping. I find that might work. So I have 6x squared as my a value. I have 35 positive as my c value. I'm trying to find a combination of that gets to my b value. So I'll also solve this the box method for those that like to do that. So the way I solve it, I try to find factors of b. I try to find factors of a times c that add up to b. So it's going to be factors of 35 times 6. Factors of 210 that add up to negative 31. So what would those be? Well, 210, that looks like a 30 times 7. But then when you add that up, it's not what we were looking for, right? So what's 30? 30 is 6 times 5. Maybe we can like work with this. So what's 7 times 5? Because these are all factors, right? So when you multiply all the factors, they should equal 30. So 7 times 5, that's 35. Okay. 6 times 35, that doesn't seem to work either. Because this is negative 31, the factors are going to have to like add up, well, subtract to 31, right? Because 210 is positive, it means both like the components are going to be negative. And I go more in depth in this in my test 1 video for the 2019 general math test. So that means a negative something times another negative something has to equal 210, and that negative something plus that negative something, which is essentially subtraction, is equal to 31. So what could those be? Well, I just showed you that 6 times 5 times 7 is equal to 210, right? 6 is 3 times 2. So 3 times 2 times 5 times 7 is equal to 210. So if I play around with it, 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 7 is 21. If I have the negative of those and I multiply, that's equal to negative 210. Right? Negative 10 and negative 21. Now if I add those, negative 10 plus negative 21, negative 10 minus 21, that is equal to negative 31. So we found our components, they're negative 10 and negative 21. Now in grouping, we just input those. So minus 10x minus 21x. Okay? I think it's best if we group these two and those two. So that's going to be, you can pull out a greatest common factor of 3x. And on the inside, you're left with 2x minus 7. With negative 10x and 35, you can pull out a negative 5, and you're left with 2x minus 7. And before I get the answer, let me do factoring by boxing, by the box method. We have 6x squared, 35. Your middle components are negative 10x and negative 21x. Right? So then the same thing pretty much. The greatest common factor of that, that's going to be 3x. And then the greatest common factor across the top row, that's going to be 2x. And then if I just fill out this table, I have negative 5 up there, and then I have negative 7 over here. And then that's pretty much what we get by grouping. We have So 3x and negative 5, using the distributive property, you can group those together. So you have 3x minus 5 times 2x minus 7 as your factors. And that's exactly what it asked us. So we have to make sure we choose the right answer. 2x minus 7, 3x minus 5, that's going to be answer choice E.